I am Aslam Bulbulia. I am from South Africa. I've been living in Vancouver for the last year. I spend my mornings teaching ESL English, a university preparation class, and I love interacting with students who have sacrificed a lot in the pursuit of knowledge and language and understanding. And in the afternoons, I tend to give my time to the Center for Comparative Muslim Studies. I do community engagement work for the center at SFU. Being an academic institution is uniquely positioned to reach out to different Muslim communities, help them to examine their own religious practice as well as cultural practice and ways of being Muslim. So over the last few months, we've been having community conversations and dialogues around what it is to be Black and Muslim, what it is to be Muslim on unceded land, what it is to be Muslim in a context of anti-Muslim racism. And it's been amazing just to create that space for people to reflect on who they are as Muslim people in their communities. When I first moved to Vancouver, I was quite struck that many official meetings, ceremonies, events would begin with a land acknowledgement, acknowledging that we are on the unceded land of the Squamish, Musqueam and Tsleil-Waututh peoples. This caused me to reflect on a story that I had heard about Imam Nawawi. Imam Nawawi was a 13th century Islamic scholar, and he's very famous for his compilation of 40 hadith, sayings of the Prophet. Imam Nawawi moved to Damascus from his hometown, and he wouldn't eat the food that was grown in the farms around Damascus. That land, according to his understanding, was supposed to be given as waqf, as a public trust, but over time it had been usurped into private ownership. So he didn't consider that the food grown on that land to be halal, permissible, or tayyib, to have the blessings that are a requirement for the things that will feed you and sustain you in doing good in the world. When I put these stories together, I thought, what is it for me to be a Muslim on this unceded land? Are there spiritual implications for the food that I eat that's grown on this land, for the work that I do that's done on this land, if it is unceded land, if it was never handed over, if it was never given in any fair exchange to the people who live here as illegal settlers now? How do I then live as a Muslim on this land? I was fortunate to be able to go through a few experiences to learn more about the land and learn more about the history of Indigenous people in Canada. And one of the things that I learned was that I have very little trust in the state to take responsibility for reconciliation the way that I see it needing to happen. I think that reconciliation and making my presence on this land right and just is an individual responsibility or community-to-community responsibility. It's my responsibility as a person who is a settler on this land to find out whose land I'm on, to work with those people who have been dispossessed, and to find ways that I can make myself a more just person in relationship with those whose land has been stolen from them. And I don't know what this looks like, but I think it's an important question to start asking.